So that's the vocal. On to the next part is basically, so as I was saying earlier on, I'm keeping everything to a 1 bar loop, even with the synth part and the bass line. So now everything is in that 1 bar loop, but let's open that loop up. So what I've done here is I've turned that 1 bar loop into a 16 bar loop now. So I just have sort of like random sounds playing in between or in the middle of the 8 bar loops, and then I have this sound. You can hear it a little bit better there, which is just a vocal, and then that's the start of the loop. So I've added this one here, so that goes on in that one, in that loop, that 8 bar loop, and then this one comes in to finish that one, and then on this second 8 bar loop this sound comes in, which is just a clap. Yeah, so that's what I've done there. Just use samples just to break up that sort of 1 bar loop. You're basically extending the length of the loop. So let's just mute them for now. And then I use this really long sort of riser, which I made myself. So let's start it. I'm going to turn off the vocal one because that is, and this is just using the 3x oscillator again, 3 saws, using a bit of detune, phase offset on that one, keeping this one the same, and by doing that it gives it that, that's what that sort of random sound is. It goes because the phase offset are actually sort of aligning and then not aligning. I don't think I did any sort of modulation here, no. So if I just show you how I made that riser, all that is that saw sound with a reverb, which is sweeping it out, and then the noise frequency, which is, let's go into the plugin, and it's this thing here. It's the Q level. So basically, I'm creating a peak in the EQ, and then I'm sweeping up the frequency. You watch that number as it goes up, and that creates a riser basically without it sort of pitching up. It's just going through the different harmonics till it gets right to the top. Yeah, very simple. And the good thing about that riser is it isn't playing to the beat. So because it's not playing to the beat, it sort of separates itself away from the actual mix, which is great for a break, because once it hits the drop, everything is sort of syncopated and you know that that's the drop. But this section here is just that noise going on in the background. Right, on to the next part. Simple riser from Virtual Riot sample pack. 16 bar riser, very hard to find for some reason, but this is just a really good one and it's very subtle. Yeah, that's just a sample basically, and I've just automated the volume on that section, and then once again on this last section here. So the next sound is this transition, reverse, crash, simple. It's great for just sort of separating intro, break. And I've also added a reverbed. No, this is just an exhaust. So basically, it's just a noise sample. It just sits nicely with that, and I've used that noise sample here as well, and on the drop. In fact, that's actually the same sample as that. Next part is just a simple clap reverb, and this is, I've done this on this section here, so this is when the snare comes in, the big riser. And then I've used it again here, but in reverse. And then just a really simple fill from Vengeance. But I only wanted this part here, so I just trim that, and then that comes in nicely on that section. Right, so that's pretty much all the effects on the build up. Not a lot, but this part here, this was originally, oh actually let me show you this one as well. This is from the Noizu sample pack, which is like a 16 bar noise riser. Great for build ups. Yeah, and that's just really sort of just bring the highs in, and then so you, even though the bass is still playing there, it just drops into the bass, and that's a really good good contrast there. So another part of it, of that build up section, is this here. So this was originally like a snare riser, but I thought maybe I can change that too, and I used a bass shot. So this is a low end frequency part, and you can hear that, and I've just pitched that up, and it's just rising throughout that riser section. And it sounds good when you sort of filter that out near the end, because you get this nice low end here. Some of the things I used to do early on is just have everything high passed in the break section, but adding some low end in the break section can actually, it just sort of mixes it up slightly. Okay, so that's that part. Now is the big snare roll, and with this I used, in fact let me show you first. And I created that by using three different snares, and then so you got this one going on, which is a good rhythm by itself. I could have just left it like that, but I've added this one here, which is panned to the right, and then this one comes in. So now it's nice, and it's just all going on in this section with the snares. And I added, as you can hear, there's like a distortion. Yeah, this snare fill here. So simple EQ, rolled off the low end, and then reverb, just brought it up slightly to bring it slightly back in the mix. Delay. Alright, this is what I've done here. I use the this section here, which is like a bit crusher basically, and you can bit crush the delay. So if I solo this one, and then I just done it and it sounded really cool, so I just kept it in there. And it's something different to everything else that's going on. Okay, so that is basically how I made the track. It's not really sort of anything secret going on. I like to keep things simple and I know that this project is full at the minute of just clutter, but I did sort of start this, put it away, and then start it again, then put it away, add something else, put it away, and that's how it's got so clogged. And the CPU usage is right on its limit, basically. Another thing that I did on the full mix is I automated the master volume. So if you look at this one here, which is just a gain, and I'm just reducing the volume before it drops. I think it's probably about 4 or 5 dB, quite a lot on this one. Now if I was to do that, it would only be about 2 or 3 dB, not as much as that. It would just sort of peak there. But this, and originally I think I took it off on this project, but I would automate the stereo of the mix, and I would go mono, and then back into stereo for the drop, and it just sort of pinpoints it all, and then bang, open. But I took it off on this one. I don't know why. Maybe because of this part here. Arrangement wise, it's quite a big project. This is all just the intro, which is quite a lot, and that's like 1 minute 30 of intro, which is a lot. And then this section here, quite a small break section. In fact, it's only 8 bars, and that's it. Okay, so that's a track breakdown of my release, You Make Me Feel. If you like the track or are interested in this video, go and check out the track. There is a video I made on my channel now, so go and check out the full track. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.